Yes. She got inspired, and now let's see what she got.
Very
so
excited.
with you guys, Haley Cerretani. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Thank you. Haley, you ready?
Yes, of course.
Then your time starts now.
Thank you. Hi, beautiful people. My name is Haley Cerretani. I am the bar manager up at Committee Boston, and I am here today to make you the what came first. So first of all, we're gonna add a curry date cordial, and she is very thick, my apologies. So it's gonna be an ounce per cocktail. Next up, eventually we're gonna get to some fresh squeezed lemon juice, which I did squeeze this morning. And then last but most certainly not least, I do have our 12-year Flor de Caña rum. Very, very fun. That nice amber color goes really well with all the rest of the colors in the cocktail. Yeah. I'm going to get to the idea of this cocktail, but I want to give it a nice hard shake first. So I'm not going to talk while I do that. But my idea for this cocktail came to me in the shower, where I feel like most great ideas come from. But I wanted to use this drink as a way to change and push the conceptual boundary on how we approach sustainability. And I feel like Flor de Caña does a really beautiful job of that. I think it's really important that we tackle not only the byproduct of non-sustainable living, and then also working on building ground-up sustainability going forward. And I figured a fun way to do that would be to give you a direct representation of the chicken versus the egg debate that we've been seeing. But I think around the time I was conditioning my hair, I realized that wasn't necessarily pushing the envelope enough, and I have an inherent need to do that. And I realized I'd never seen a quail egg put in a cocktail before. So we're gonna get a nice quail egg custard on top, which I'm very excited to tell you about. But all of that aside, I feel like it's really important for me for this to be a passion project and something made out of love. And I don't know about any of you, but I come from a very large and very vivacious Italian family. And if you've ever attended like any Italian holiday, even whenever you schedule the meal, if you don't have food 10 minutes before, it can lead to some sort of aggressive banter that maybe you try to avoid. And I remember as a little girl watching my late grandfather, who I fondly called Pop, always walk out with a very large tray of dates that he'd sliced open and put a really thick smear of cream cheese on the inside. And it always did the trick, and it brought the family together, and it's remained one of my favorite snacks. And that's where the curry date cordial came from. I wanted to bring that love and that first experience I had with hospitality here to all of you today. So in order to make that, I went ahead and I found fair and direct trade medjool dates. And I also found organic and fair trade Madras curry, which is really fun. And then to add a little bit of a spice note, I added some cayenne, because who doesn't love a little zing? That's at least just me. And something kind of cool that I thought was like a nice parallel to Flor de Caña's carbon neutral production promise. Medjool dates are actually fantastic at sequestering carbon in the soil. And so it really just fit the entire vision of love and just conceptual creativity that I wanted to embrace today. So I'm gonna go ahead and ice these bad boys down for you. I wanna talk a little bit about the vessel. So these actually were fun truffle ketchup jars, which my best friend and I thoroughly enjoyed, which ended up becoming the entire bar staff when we realized I needed about 4 more in a couple weeks. But very delightful, so that's obviously zero waste. And then in order to make my lemon juice a little more sustainable, I went ahead and I used those peels to clean the glassware. So keeping with the zero waste notion, my citrus today is also super sustainable, very fun. And now for my favorite ingredient, I'm gonna be topping this drink today with a quail egg custard for you. I had the honor of finding locally sourced quail eggs out in Wareham. Local for me, most definitely up in Boston. But they're northern bobwhite quail, which are actually native to North America and the rest of the United States. And they're actually more sustainable to keep than chickens because they require less space. So I thought that was super cool. And then I had the honor of finding a local dairy farm called Hornstra, where I sourced my milk and my butter, and I pet many a baby cow. So if anybody needs a baby cow emotional support photo, I have plenty for anybody who's in need. And then to kind of balance out that super yolky, fun, custardy flavor, I add a little bit of black volcanic salt, zero waste again, and a nice nod to Flor de Caña's volcanic origins down in Nicaragua. And then finally, a little bit of vanilla bean paste, which is made from expressed vanilla bean seeds to keep on that sustainability track. Really cool, really nice and fun. All the flavors kind of marry pretty well together. To finish it off, of course, my zero waste agave straw, which I love. Your garnish, which you'll see in a second, is a fun quail egg shell filled with some of that black volcanic salt. Clipped to the side, keeping with the zero waste concept once again. My hope and my thought for this cocktail is that you can feel the love and the passion, and maybe you've gained a year to your life that I lost in learning trying to make custard, because it turns out they split a lot faster than you will in the making process. But I really hope that you get all those fun kind of spice flavors that play on the amber from the Flor de Caña, those deep fruity notes that tie with the molasses of the dates, and a little bit of that fun kind of custardy, overindulgent, reminiscent of home cooking flavor, where you get that kind of vanilla and that nutty flavor that also ties back into our 12-year Flor de Caña. And then just a final little note that I think is kind of pure and kind of sweet to me. Custard's actually been around since ancient Roman days. And the founder of Flor de Caña, Alfredo, is from Italy, as is my grandfather. And I thought that would be a nice little way to bring it all back home. So I present to you the what came first, and I'd be honored to serve it to all of you today. Yeah. My loves.
Thank you so much.